Alright, I think we got something here. Hello, folks. For those who are joining me, doing a little test run here of just some game streaming. It's part of the channel I always wanted to add, and I just discovered Open Broadcaster software. So if there's any other streamers out there watching, they're probably like, "Look at this motherfucking rookie." But phone is shit. God damn it! I just want to make sure the stream is healthy. As you can see, the infinite walls of Alex now. I think she's doing good now. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Just took a look at my probably stand and crank the mic a little bit. Alright, let's play some Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike Source, because I got not a shitty-ass laptop. I got a nice-ass laptop, but, the processor's a little low. So I'm sort of stuck. What was it? It's 1.90 gigahertz. There's my fucking phone. I'm gonna go grab that shit. Y'all couldn't see my dick through the hole in my pajama pants, could you? Because if so, I'll get banned from YouTube. Turn down the laptop a little bit. No, not that fucking far. Jesus Christ. Get this to another one. Let's just. Okay. I've never been great at determining between friend and foe in this game. I think I was just popping. Yeah, I was just popping a friend for a while. That's the challenge of Counter-Strike, man. It's like you really got to pay attention to who you're shooting at. You're like, again, son of a bitch. See, he was bad. He fucked my shit up. You got wrecked again. Ooh, an assist. Ooh, my gun disappeared. Cocksucker. Alright, new weapons, random. I want random weapons. This is what I got. Ooh, nice. But of course, it means fucking nothing. Because I suck. Son of a bitch, man. Why am I streaming myself playing games? I am not good at playing games. Nah, I'm okay. Alright. The trigger was unresponsive that time, guys. This is turning to straight fucking screw job. What, you see this shit? Ugh. There you go. Welcome to the game. Got some points in the board. And that's another friend. I have had Counter-Strike Source. I've put a total of 4 hours into it, so forgive me. I'm getting there. Come on. You can get it. Mm, I'm a serial reloader, and I think that's a habit I need to break in Counter-Strike, because Counter-Strike does not have quick reloads. Look at that. Kid's back. Anybody check out Sowebo yesterday? If anybody is watching, if you had the pleasure of coming out to Sowebo, you were in for a treat. They had Troll Tribe, Blank Point Method, Pasadena. Even Wise Eyes got up there and did their thing. There's two that I'm forgetting, and I'm really sorry. The band that went on before us, it's just escaping me right now. And I love those guys too, and they put on a great set. When the round finishes, I'll go take a peek. But yeah, Sowebo was tight. Even though it rained the entire time, it was one of those things where it wasn't like a torrential downpour, so I think people were into the rain a little bit. Try to come out of nowhere. Nope. Not fucking today. Starting to find my groove. Fuck. But yeah, I missed Troll Tribe's set, which bummed me out. But I've seen those guys play so many times, and they're an example of a band that doesn't put on a bad set. It was them. I missed the beginning, which was Troll Tribe, and then I missed the end, which was Bumpin' Uglies. And again, Bumpin' Uglies is another example of they're not going to put on a bad show. At least I haven't seen one. And I'm not just saying that because Wolfie lets me use his house for a lot of the Static Sweetness Network recordings. Love you, Wolfie. We miss you too. Bumpin' Uglies is out on tour, if I'm not mistaken. That led us to losing one of the members of the crew, Justin. But when he gets back, I think he's going to be doing some major work in this department, in Static Sweetness Gaming. Yeah, so when I got to Sowebo, I couldn't remember who was playing, but I remember Blank Point Method started right after the band that I saw playing when I showed up, and I got to catch their whole set. Holy shit. Blank Point's another band that, like, every time I talk about them, and I don't have a negative thing to say about them. I really don't. Went out there and kicked ass. And 99% of it is because of Fresh's intelligence. And by that I mean he put the best musicians he could possibly find that were possibly available in the area to be in his band. I mean, there's Evan Rule. I can't think of a better bass player that was available. Tom McIntyre, shit, Tommy Tsunami, a member of the network. Guy's fucking phenomenal. And, you know, available. What is available to Tommy Tsunami? That guy will play for food. And he will be joining Wise Eyes down the road in a little bit, playing some shit with us. But yeah, man, Johnny Mac on the guitar. I forget the trumpet player's name, but... And there was also a female singer who I'd never met before. But, man, she was great. And that modest dick Fresh. Man, I'm not a singer. Bullshit, man. You went up there and sung last night. Or, excuse me, I think it was afternoon. But you were... That was singing. I would classify what you were doing last night as singing. And singing well. So, I don't want to hear no more of that shit. Oh, I ain't a singer. Yeah, you are. You can sing, you can rap. You make cool clothes. You got a cool name. Guys, if you can't tell, I'm a big fan of Fresh and what he does. But yeah, the Blank Point. And then somebody look up the band that went on after Blank Point. I love those guys, and I've hung out with them before too. They jammed the fuck out. God damn it. I need this round I think this shit's never ending. I need this round to end so I can look it up, but they jammed the fuck out. And the rain, I think, picked up a little bit when they were playing, and it fit perfectly with the heavy jams. Their bass player had this Rickenbacker. I don't know if it was like what was it, a 4001 or 4003, one of the two. Just like this tan desert sand color. It was one of the most gorgeous bass guitars I have ever seen in my entire life. I mean, I love my Music Man Stingray. I love me some Jenny. And for those of you who don't know, Jenny is my bass guitar of 12 years. My Music Man Stingray. And while I do love her very much, Rickenbacker's just my dream bass. I was talking to the guy about it. The bass player of this band that I cannot fucking remember, and I feel terrible about it. And we were just talking about the kind of action you get when you go down to the lower frets, down to the higher notes. You know, and a lot of other basses, I don't know. I mean, it does okay. Like a Music Man Stingray, when you go to the high notes, like it's pretty powerful. But I don't know, just something sounds off about it. It doesn't sound right. When you hit those high notes, you know, there's really high octaves on those Rickenbackers. Holy shit. Paul McCartney used them a bit, I think, during like the weird Beatles shit. But I'll point you to Lemmy Kilmister, however you say it. You know, how do you think Motorhead was able to get that heavy ass fucking sound? Is that Rickenbacker? Being able to rock the highs, fucking rock the lows. God, sorry, it's bass porn. I'm boring anybody who isn't a bass player. But anybody who is a bass player, they understand why I'm so excited about that Rickenbacker. Monster kill. You dick. I don't have too many games up on Steam. You know, like I said, I don't have a very powerful computer, but what I do have is pretty cool. So I won't just play Counter-Strike Source, but I feel like this is the best one for, like, you know, just bullshitting. As you guys have noticed, you know, this is the test stream. No real goal with this. Just want to see if this works. Fuck. It's got to be one of my favorite maps in the game, though. And again, I only spent about 5 hours with it, so. But when Justin returns from his excursion on Warped Tour, which I'm very excited about, because I'm gonna give him all the information to our like Wirecast, the Wirecast Go app, so he'll be able to do a little bit of streaming out from Warped Tour. But when he comes back, I'm gonna have him do a little bit of streaming from his computer, which is powerful as shit. Excuse me, it's Carl's computer, but they're brothers, and you know what it's like having brothers. But yours is his, and blah blah blah. Especially two brothers who are still living with one another into their 20s. Those guys just joined to the hip forever. So it's their computer, Carl. It's your guys' computer. What the fuck was I getting with this? Oh yeah. So I'm gonna have Justin do a little bit of the gaming too, because he has a much more powerful machine, and he plays games that I love, like Rust, which just really bring out the sadist in you. I have Unturned, which maybe I'll pop on it a little bit, which is very similar. It's kind of like DayZ. For those of you who've never played DayZ, it's pretty much just, you know, like this open world survival. They call them walking simulators. It's pretty much just you start off bare ass naked, and you gotta find supplies and shit and food. You gotta keep yourself fed and hydrated, and you know, you break bones. You broke bones, and survival game, you know. Just gotta survive in this big open world. But the big kicker is everyone's a fucking sadist, and a lot of people will just form groups, straight up, you know, arm themselves pretty well, and will just make life for you very uncomfortable. If they catch you out in the woods, I don't know, 3 guys with a couple of shotguns, and if you just have, I don't know, maybe a knife and some food, yeah, you're fucked. They're probably gonna ask you to give you all the food, you know, turn over all your food, and we won't hurt you, and then they'll kill you. And of course, there is no respawn. You lose that character forever. You have to create a completely new character, and then that's the end. So Justin plays a very similar game called Rust, I think, which is minus the zombies, but it's a little bit more refined than Rust. So we're going to have Justin on there. We're going to call this segment Rustin' with Justin, I believe. Yeah, we're gonna watch just Justin be a sadist for a couple hours every week. Or not. I don't know. I've never seen the guy play the game. Damn. Fuck. 0 for 4 with this guy. That's a terrorist. There you go. 1 for 4. I'll take that back. And 6 points for revenge. Fucking shit. Thank God there isn't friendly fire on this map. My trigger finger is quite itchy. Some more on Suibo. What else can I say about it? Who else kicked ass? I feel like Wise Eyes turned in a pretty solid performance. Rain was picking up as we were playing too, but I really enjoyed that. Gave it a really cool vibe, really cool feel. And of course, Sean's fucking greedy ass only bought 1 rug. So the rest of us had to stand up on that wet ass stage while he had a nice comfy rug that he usually provides for all of us. You really dropped the ball last night, Sean. Disappointed in you and your rug game. Man, our set was pretty tight. Pasadena followed immediately after. Pasadena set, of course, that was awesome. Which, I mean, there's so much I want to say about Pasadena, but I'm going to save it. Because, you know, they're splitting up soon. And I guess I'll save my big, like, how much Pasadena meant to me spiel for when that actually happens. But I get a kick out of seeing them live. Every time I do. And I just remember in 2008, 2009, I think it was like my junior year in high school, somebody just had a copy of Sick and Tired, knew I liked music, was like, hey man, check this out. And holy shit. Fan ever since. Never thought I'd get to play with the band, let alone be very friendly with them and shit, do a podcast with their drummer. But you know, I'll save that. We'll do a little piece on Pasadena when that finally sadly concludes. But their set was great. My son really enjoyed it. I mean, he loved my set. He loves watching Papa play, but you know, he was really into that Pasadena set. And we were far back too. Like, people, if you were at Suibo, it was kind of like, it was almost like a big like cross like this. And I don't know, the bands were like up this way and over this way. We were at the stage like at the top of the cross. My son was like near the middle of the cross, getting food. Fuck. So yeah, I died for your information. But yeah, my son was getting food over there and was just jamming out to Dina tunes. Very proud moment as a father. This random weapon option is a lot of fun, and it's working out pretty well for me. Mix it up every time. There's just some bitch right behind here. And then around the time Pasadena wrapped up their set, that's when I called it a night. Had a great time, though. Definitely look forward to playing more things like Sowebo again. That was the first time I'd ever even been to Sowebo, let alone played it. So definitely a really cool festival. So surprised. I've said this a bunch of times, but so surprised at the amazing turnout that you get in the rain like that. Really cool, interesting art vendors, very interesting food vendors. Just there's a lot of really cool shit for everybody. I get to make a button for Tyler for free. I'll have him show you when he comes on my stream. Hey, we're on the subject of Tyler. Something else to talk about. I'm going to give him some credit now, because I don't think I do this enough. Any piece of artwork you've ever seen on the Static Sweetness Network, anything. Or like the old Maryland Music and More logos, the actual Static Sweetness Network logo, the Matt Static logo, the... what do you call it? Track by Track logo, which I don't think has been released yet because I haven't put out an episode of that yet. And the soon to be recorded and put out Comic Sweetness podcast. All those logos for those shows are done by Tyler Cetera, and he's a phenomenal person, and he's one of my best friends. And I never give him the credit he deserves or the money. I just don't pay him for all the work that he's done for me. It's not on purpose. I'm not like, oh, I'm not going to pay this guy. I don't have it on hand at the moment. For the type of talent that he has, I just don't have it. But he just graciously, out of the kindness of his heart, just continuously gives me amazing logos, and I'm always so grateful for it. There you go, Tyler. There's your little bit of sappiness. We had a strange Lady in the Tramp moment at Sowebo the other day. It was almost like a comedy bit, but no one was watching. He had like this big ass string of what was it? The butterfly chips hanging out of his mouth. So I just hopped in there like a good friend would and started nibbling on the other end. Nobody was there to watch it, just us. Now you all know about it. I just wanted to give you guys a look inside of the friendship with me and Tyler. So he's sort of going to be like, I've asked him about it, and even though he's a patron, the only patron we have, which I'll plug it now, patreon.com/staticsweetness. He's the only one that we have, so essentially he's paying to be a member of this team, which is just so fucked up in and of itself. But he says he's cool with it, so he will be getting his rewards soon. And I guess I can go over those while I'm here. If you go to patreon.com/staticsweetness, which again, everything is in the very early stages. There'll be more content to come, but if you go to patreon.com/staticsweetness, you can sign up for a $1, $5, $10, $20, and $100 monthly subscription. Each of these subscriptions feature rewards, maybe minus the $1 one. The $1 one is just because you like us. We don't have any patron-only content at the moment. And that's what like the just $1 tier is. It would be access to patron-only content. But I think we're going to add a little $1 reward here soon. So stand by for that. But the $5 reward is really cool. It's a 4x6 personal fan art drawn by Tommy Tsunami himself. And actually, since I have the stream up, I don't have any examples. Like, I think I might have some offhand. I don't even care if I get fucking killed. Whatever, fuck it. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you, foreigner suck, and fuck your username too. But let me pull up, I think he sent me some copies of his artwork on his phone I could show you guys. But anyway, you'd be getting a 4x6 custom fan art from Tom delivered to your house, either by me dropping it in your mailbox in the dead of the night, or through the United States Postal Service. Excuse me. Where the fuck is my text from Tom? God damn it, we text back and forth so much about fucking bullshit and wrestling. Here we go. Alright. So I'm going to try to hold it right up to the camera so you can see. That's a good example of something that he does. It's another one. See that? Look how fucking good that is. You can be sent a 4x6 piece of this fan art once a month from this guy right here. God, I hope that was in frame. And that's for only $5. So you get access to Patreon-only content, which not sure really exists yet. And you would also get a 4x6 fan art, slightly customizable. You know, you can't get too specific with it. You have to be within reason. Something along the lines of, hey, can you do me a Legend of Zelda piece, or a Metal Gear Solid piece, or a Final Fantasy piece, or a comic, anything. He will be able to do it. Customize it. We'll sign up with a little personal message on the back. And you'll get that every month. On to the $10 tier. The $10 tier is, again, you know, Tom is responsible for a whole lot of these rewards, and I'm very, very appreciative of him for it. But the $10 tier is all the rewards were mentioned previously, Patreon-only content, the 4x6 fan art every month, and also a personal, a comic from Tom's personal collection, a random comic every month from his personal collection. Now, you may be asking yourself, isn't he eventually going to run out? Tom has enough comics to put in a warehouse. I think we'd be doing him a favor by getting rid of some of his comic books. So, excuse me. So every month you'd be getting a random comic from Tom. It could, you know, who knows? You may find yourself getting into the series that is randomly sent to you. You know, if you're sent issue 4 of, I don't know, some random Batman comic, you may find yourself wanting to get into that more. It's really a way to get, you know, the people who enjoy listening to our shows but may not necessarily be into what we're talking about, kind of to, I don't know, absorb a little bit of the culture that we talk about, especially comics and wrestling. So for $10 a month, you get 4x6 fan art, Patreon-only content, and a random comic book, not of your choice. I almost said of your choice. And all of this will be delivered to you in a neat little package. Now, for $20, this is the primo package for, like, getting swag from us. It's everything we mentioned before. It's the Patreon-only content, the 4x6 fan art, the personal comic from Tom's collection. And it's also going to feature a little something we like to call the CD of the Month Club. Now, it's not necessarily going to be every month that I change it. I did get permission from Charles Cavusi, finally, to use Repent of Karma as the CD of the month. So we're going to use that for a while, depending on how many patrons we get, because we really want to get that CD out to people. So it might be the CD, I don't know, it's our CD of the Quarter Club or something along those lines. I don't know. We will make sure you get a different CD every month, though. Like, if you got Repent of Karma your first month, you'll get a different one the next month. But essentially, it's just going to be great music from local artists that we're going to find ourselves acquiring. Repent of Karma is the first CD we were able to lock down. I'm going to go ahead and buy a couple copies from Cavusi so we can include it in our packages immediately. But yeah, that's what you get for $20. Our CD of the month, a random comic book from Tom's personal collection, the 4x6 fan art, and the patron-only content. Y'all with me so far? Not like this motherfucker. He ain't with me anymore. Nope. So now on to the super awesome deluxe package, the numero uno. My favorite package, the one that I hope a lot of people do, because it could be a lot of fun for a lot of people. So for $100, we decided to skip the 50 tier for now. Couldn't really think of anything worthwhile to put on 50. But for $100 a month, you get all the previous rewards mentioned. Patreon-only content, 4x6 personal fan art that's slightly customizable. The comic book from Tom's personal collection, our CD of the month, or our random CD, whatever we decide to call it. And you will also, once a month, be able to have your own podcast recorded, produced, and posted on the Static Sweetness Network. That's right. If you ever wanted to talk about anything, and I do mean anything, and you wanted a medium to do it, you want a microphone, and you want some guys to produce it, I will do intro music, let you fucking talk, outro music. I will make it a legit podcast. It could be about whatever the fuck you want. I will not put any restrictions on it because of this rule. If it's a cool podcast, like, excuse me. If it's a cool podcast and we really dig it, we're going to put it up on the network, Static Sweetness Network, and we're going to flaunt it. We're going to tell people, hey, check out this awesome person's podcast. And who knows? We may decide to keep the show, and, we may not ask you to pay for it anymore. That's a possibility. That's not a very big possibility, but it could happen. Another thing is, you just want to do it for fun. You talk about some cool, wholesome content, or, shit that isn't too just awful and graphic. And then we'll put it up. We'll put it up as patron-only content. We will put it up on our main feed for about a week or so, but eventually we'll move it to our patron-only content area. So only those who subscribe to the Patreon can listen to it, but you will spend a week on iTunes and things like that, and it'll be really fun. Then there's the third thing we're willing to do with these podcasts. Now, if you show up and just say horribly graphic and racist and sexist and just real scummy shit, I mean, I'll record it. I am, because you're giving me $100. But I'm just going to give it to you. I'm going to claim no responsibility for it. And you just do with it whatever you want. Some may say that this is immoral business practices. I'm just a guy trying to get his business off the ground. So I'm hoping there isn't a lot of people who are into that. But if that's the case, that's how it's going to go. So those are the three possibilities with the $100 reward. It's essentially like an audition, really. It's a $100 audition to be on our podcast network with all the rewards listed. Excuse me. I've had a bit of a chest cold I'm trying to get over. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's three possibilities on the $100 rewards list, including all of the previous content. So if you're one of those ones who has a really good podcast we decide to leave on the network, you can still pay $20 a month and get all that awesome Patreon content. Okay, is that enough for y'all? Have I shilled enough? Every time I've done a video, I've broken down the Patreon and what it means to be a patron. And I know it probably gets annoying. I used to get annoyed by like a lot of YouTubers and people of that nature doing this, but it really comes down to me having the confidence in the crew that I've put together to put out really funny, interesting, informative content. And we just need money for better gear, for better equipment, for better software programs, for better access, for more advertising. Advertising costs money on Facebook. It's this double-edged sword, of Facebook trying to make a buck, but at the same time, I mean, really helping people out with exposure. Yeah, you got to pay for it. Yeah, there's algorithms and shit that I don't understand that piss me off sometimes. But using Facebook advertising and Google advertising, who you got to pay them too, guys. For real. There's a lot of people you got to pay if you want to get your shit up, like, on search engines. But, that's what all this patron stuff goes towards. And we're going to try to give back as much as possible. The more people that sign up to be patrons of the Static Sweetness Network as we continue to produce better content and continue to launch. Because I don't even think we've officially launched yet. Once we have all the podcasts and all the shows and the entire schedule, because the plan is to have content 5 days a week. So once we actually have the 5 days a week of content and stuff, we'll do an official launch. This is still, like I said, in alpha testing. We haven't even hit beta yet. A couple more patrons and we'll be in beta. But for real, it's just we want to put out awesome stuff, and we want to do it our own way. We don't want to be slaves to anybody else. So if you guys are the ones contributing, we can continue to put out really awesome content. And there you go. I'm done. I've showed enough. Patreon.com/staticsweetness. I love you guys. Please sign up. And one more thing, also, you will receive the guarantee thus far is that you will receive your rewards within a month of signing up. So, like, example, Tyler Cetera, our first patron, signed up on May 23rd. He will get his rewards by June 23rd. We really hope to do it sooner. I mean, shit, if I can get that stuff out in a week, in 3 days, I mean, absolutely. We're going to get it as quickly as possible. But that's just the guarantee. You know, if you don't receive it within that month period, we'll give you your money back. But we don't plan on having any problems like that unless we would get really overloaded. But I guess that could be a good problem to have. Might have to outsource some of the artwork. But we won't tell you guys. Don't worry. Ignorance is bliss, I guess. So yeah, one more time. Patreon.com/staticsweetness. That's it, I promise. A couple other things to get into business-wise. I think that's the whole reason behind this stream. Again, this probably isn't going to be what I'm normally rapping about if I ever decide to do the live game streams, and if me and the guys ever decide to do ones together. But I kind of just want to test out the software, and I don't know, for people listening, all 13 subscribers, just continue to explain what we're trying to do and what's going to be happening over the next couple of weeks and months. But the ultimate goal, when everything fully launches, is to have 5 days a week of content, like I said before. We have 3 podcasts that are confirmed that we are going to be doing. One has already had his first episode posted, and that is Matt Static. And that is, of course, just our weekly comedic take on wrestling. We're all wrestling fans. We're not insiders by any stretch of the imagination. You have a lot of wrestling insider podcasts and analysis podcasts. We do analyze what we're seeing and stuff, but essentially Matt Static is meant to be a comedy podcast about wrestling. Wrestling is just the subject matter. And we have a great time with it. It's a passion of ours, so that's what you're going to be getting with Matt Static. And the first episode of that has already been posted, and I really do enjoy it. You can check that out on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify. No, not Spotify yet. We're working on that. Those at the iTunes podcast app. Just search Static Sweetness Network. All the shows pop up. Stitcher and TuneIn, we're on there as well. And that's Matt Static. Now, the second show that is confirmed, which I believe we'll be recording the first episode tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, is Comic Sweetness. People who were familiar with the show before, when it was just a podcast and not a network, the Static Sweetness podcast, it was a mix of wrestling, comedy, comics, and games. So with this becoming a network, we've decided to split everything up, kind of assign people to different squads, and Tom and Carl are going to be doing a podcast specifically about comics, comic theory, comic information. Tom is an encyclopedia of comic knowledge. I really look forward to hearing what he has to say. I pretty much told him, look, dude, I'm going to turn the mics on. I'm not going to be a part of the show. I'm just going to produce it. But I'm just going to turn the mics on, and you guys go. Comic theories, nerd shit. I don't know how deep they're going to go, but if you're a comic fan, I'm sure you're going to love it. If you're not a comic fan, you're probably going to learn something. And who doesn't like to learn shit on podcasts? So that's the second one we have. That's going to be Tommy Tsunami and Carl the Merch Guy, and that's going to be once a week as well. Matt Static is myself, Tommy Tsunami, and Carl the Merch Guy. So Comic Sweetness will just be Tommy Tsunami and Carl the Merch Guy. Our third show is called Track by Track. The concept of that has changed a wee bit. Originally, it was going to be me sitting down with artists and sort of, like the title said, going track by track down their album. But I recorded a pilot that I I don't know. There was something about the content I wasn't able to analyze properly. It didn't work out. So I've decided to just take the name of the show because that was a really cool logo. I don't know. I guess the title still applies. And essentially revive what was Maryland Music and More, except not under that name. It's pretty much just going to be my one-on-one interview show that I, in the stylings of Maryland Music and More. Not much else to say about it. Just going to find interesting people. We're going to sit down and we're going to have an interview. I'm going to try to avoid just doing musicians like I did last time. I did call it Maryland Music and More, but it was a whole lot of musicians. Very few and mores that I can think of off the top of my head. So I do want it to be a much more and more type of show. I want to interview. Oh goodness, can't even think off the top of my head. I don't know. Anybody interesting. Not just musicians. I've talked to too many of you fuckers. I love you guys. And I cover you in live streams, and I review your albums in the live streams and all that shit. But track by track, I'm going to try to make it a very nice mix of the type of people I interview. So that is our podcast realm. Those are the 3 shows that we are going to have out soon, hopefully. Comic Sweetness, I hope to, have out every week starting, when we record it tomorrow. Match Static's already up and running. You're going to have that every week. And then track by track, once I'm able to get a cluster of episodes recorded, you'll have that every week. Now, those are the 3 podcasts. We're also going to have the live streams. What you're watching right now. I don't like using Twitch. I used to. But I've decided to stay away from that. I like just keeping everything in one location. So we're just going to keep everything on YouTube. So we're going to have the gaming streams at least once a week. You'll have the ones with Justin, ones with me. We'll be doing something at least once a week. We'll probably do more because streaming's a lot of fun. So there'll be times where I want to hop on Counter-Strike or Half-Life or Fallout or something like that. And I'll pop on the stream and I'll bullshit with you guys. But there will be at least one gaming stream a week that's dedicated, that has more than one of us on it. Rustin' with Justin is the working title we're going with now. And essentially that would just be Justin playing Rust with me on the other mic, antagonizing him and the other players around him. Sounds like great fun. That would be once a week. And of course, our 5th bit of content to round out having content all 5 days of the work week would just be our regular live streams. Things like the comparison game that we put up on our YouTube channel. Meltzer Be Damned, where we watch awful wrestling matches that Dave Meltzer has rated -5 stars and up. Kind of just watch, analyze, bullshit about that. Reviewing albums, things of that nature. So there will be at least one live stream a week as well. So you got 5 bits of content for 5 days out of the week. I haven't exactly figured out which project gets which day. I think that'll come in the beta stage whenever we work our way to that. But that is everything Static Sweetness Network, ladies and gentlemen. That is all I can really say about it without sounding redundant as shit. If I don't already sound redundant as shit. And if you just ignored this and watched me play Counter-Strike the whole time, then awesome. I appreciate that too. Because I'm having a lot of fun on this endless deathmatch map. I'm definitely going to favorite this server when I get out of it. And one thing I've learned in my switch to PC gaming, Counter-Strike Source, this game came out in 2004. I was a console gamer for a long time. I mean, I'm probably like 3 months into being a PC gamer. I was used to just all be about the graphics and the newest games, and if I wasn't playing the newest games, it just felt wrong. Something about playing on a PC just makes, I don't know, games like this, Counter-Strike Source, a game that came out in 2004 with amazing, simple gameplay. Graphics aren't super, but I mean, it's enough. I'm having way more fun with this than I have with fucking The Division, which, my brother let me borrow, but if I spent $60 on that, I wouldn't have as much fun as I'm having right now. No Man's Sky, we got fucking gypped there. play EVE Online on here for free pretty much. So it's, you know, there's a lot you could say about Steam, you know, and how it's kind of like monopolized PC gaming. But it does bring a lot of like classic games that were really good and are still really good, that still hold up to this day. It puts those back into the hands of people who played them on consoles like me, of younger generations who were just beginning their gaming journey, and people who've just, you know, who bought Counter-Strike Source, what? How long ago is that? 13 years ago, and have still are playing to this day. So that's what I enjoy most about it. I think I'm gonna do a couple more spawns of this, and I might move on. Show you guys what other games I got in my library. Got a Memorial Day cookout to go hit up today with Michelle and her family, so I cannot be streaming all day and night, unfortunately, as much as I would love to. As much as you would love listening to me. Yeah, like a good example of one of the games that holds up, shit, that's even better than the remake, is Star Wars Battlefront. I'll probably pull that up next. I have Star Wars Battlefront 2. I got it on sale for during like the May the 4th be with you sale for $249. That shit is a million times better than the EA version of Battlefront that they put out, that I spent $60 on, that I kind of enjoyed, that I was like, oh, this is fun, I'm having a good time. But go back and play Battlefront 2. That shit is miles better than the new Battlefront. Even graphically, it's not that bad. Damn. See what my score is. I've died 111 times. 46 kills, though. I'll take it. Well, we'll take it. Where you at, boy? Ah, shit. Alright, one more. I'm gonna do one more debt. What? One more after that. One more life. One more roll around, and then we're gonna hop off Counter-Strike. Alright. That was all good fun, wasn't it? Yeah, let me favorite these guys. Because that was a really fun server. AWPclan.com. Go check it out, guys. They have some really cool shit. I'm starting to rethink. Alright, so like I'm going back and I'm looking at the stream that I had. I'm starting to think that with like a first person shooter, maybe I should move the I don't know, the icon to the left hand side of the screen, as opposed to, well, whatever. I'm doing what I can. There's only one person watching anyway. Okay. Endless Walls of Alex. Woo. So let's pull up a little Battlefront and then we'll call it a day, huh? We'll call this this test successful, I guess. Battlefront does take up the whole screen, so I'm not going to be able to edit this. Maybe I'll move my there, make myself a little smaller. Nope, Battlefront's coming up. No more editing. The jig is up. So this is no longer, so the title's a lie now. This is no longer the Counter-Strike live stream test. That's me checking my stream. So this is no longer, the title's a lie now. This is no longer the Counter-Strike live stream test. That's me checking my stream. Let's do a little Battlefront. You know what? Shit. One thing I have to do, I forgot to mention, make myself a little smaller, is that the Battlefront server shut down a while ago. They use GameSpy. So you have to use a little something called Game Ranger. There we go. You gotta play in these servers. Alright. This is typically my favorite Battlefront server. It's got a douchey name. Make Battlefront great again. Which, political beliefs aside, I hate that make blank great again bullshit that everybody uses now. It's really fucking dumb. It really is. It really fucking is. It's not clever. You're not clever. Things were pretty great before, you know. I didn't have to worry about being eaten by wolves or by cannibals or militias coming into my house and taking me away. So I don't know. There's things that need work, but who am I to talk? Alrighty. Rebel scum. I wanted to be fucking stormtroopers. Oh shit. I will be the one to kill Vader. Guys, you get to watch this. Where'd he go? God, he's quick. Duh. I got one of them. The weird thing about like the Game Ranger is that it goes off the username that you use, like that you type in into like your Battlefront. Like mine just says Alex. Like that's what my profile name is. There are so many people who don't change it away from player one that there's so many player ones in a game at a particular time. What the fuck is this? Where am I? All I know is that you're dead. What the fuck is you? Kidding me. I'm back. You didn't expect that, did you? Nah, you didn't. Whew. Alright, done defending this bullshit. Ready to move on to bigger... No! God damn it. I was told that I need to go yell at Verizon because my upload speeds should not be as low as they are. I was told that it could be because someone's stealing my internet, but like... I don't know. I'm not prepared to do that type of detective work. So we'll do this one match, Battlefront, and then we'll call it a day. I'm going to call that a stream. I'll probably pop back on later. Are y'all seeing this, like, this shit that these admins got going up? Like, in the right-hand corner, like, here, top left-hand corner. Where it says, like, who's killing who. Like, pay attention to that shit. They're saying some fucked up shit. I love this server, but you know, if the server is gonna be called Make Battlefront Great Again, you're gonna have a bunch of fucking whatchamacallit, 4chan poll trolls. We are getting our asses whipped. Son of a bitch. Get it together, rebels. We won this war. Don't hide behind your rockets. Fuck. Yeah, I don't see this ending very well for us. That oof douchebag is now Darth Vader. Oof. This is fucking madness. This is why Justin's gonna run the gaming stream. He's a much more skilled gamer than I am. Let me change it up a little bit. I don't ever use the Bothan Spy. Maybe first person view will work a little bit better. Whoa! That weapon's got some kickback to it. Alright, we'll try this guy again. Did you see that shit? I clicked that trigger once. And it just unleashes an unholy spray of lasers. I just want this mercy killing to be done with. We're getting there. There's one. Oh shit, see? I'm listed as player 1. God damn it. Get me unstuck right now. Or somebody come kill me. I'm literally trying to kill myself. I'm stuck in your world's geometry. Thank you. Player 1 killed player 1. The player 1s will rise. $173 to $30. We are the champions. All maps now feature anti-glitching protection. We really made Battlefront great, guys. We did it. Finally made it over the hump. Shock troopers take, or dark troopers, whatever you call them, take some fucking punishment. There you go. Done. This server is managed by Trump at whitehouse.gov. Son of a bitch. The shit you have to put up with, man, to play on some of these servers. I'm triggered so hard right now. I got a big old trigger boner. I came here to do two things. Chew bubblegum, get triggered. And I'm all out of bubblegum. Alright, with that, I think this test was a success. I'm going to call it a success. Yeah, I'm not going to keep playing Battlefront. I'm going to hop out of this for now. And for those of you who hung out, I really appreciate it. This was just a mere test. Wasn't meant to accomplish too much. But I think what it accomplished, it did well. Where's that full screen? Holy shit. I rule the screen now. Thank you very much for watching if you have. And remember to go visit Static Sweetness on its many platforms. iTunes, Stitcher, the TuneIn Radio for all the podcasts we're going to be putting out. And subscribe to the YouTube channel, Static Sweetness Network, where you just watch this video. Hit the subscribe button, wherever the fuck it is, around here somewhere. Get on the Patreon, donate so we can get better equipment. This Logitech is not going to cut it, and we only have one. We want others. We want multiple shots, man. We're going for something real edgy. We're going for some Tarantino shit. But thank you very much. This is Alex from the Static Sweetness Network. I don't know, not really signing off. I think I'm going to keep gaming after I turn this camera off. So, this is Alex from the Static Sweetness Network turning his camera off.